We couldn't accommodate many of our graduate students, but we also don't have a great deal of land to develop on. This, what effectively were 3 large gardens, lent themselves to developing.
We're in the West Cambridge Conservation Area, an area which is very prized and very heavily protected by the local planning authority. So we had to work very carefully, creating buildings that wouldn't harm but would improve the conservation area over time.
Well, what the students wanted to achieve was a low carbon output, and their target really was to not have any gas in the building at all.
Kings are used to owning buildings and maintaining them for decades and hundreds of years. We were looking at what's the best value for the college over the kind of timescales that they're used to thinking of, and so Passive House became one of the options for that discussion.
If you remember, we went to Norwich, looked at the Enterprise building, and I remember the minute I walked into the building I was sold. I said, yes, this is going to work for our students.
And I think the challenge from the project's perspective was marrying that environmental performance with an architecture that is permissible in this part of Cambridge.
There's 2 kind of architectural responses and skins over the building, but the skeleton of both of them is the same timber-based CLT construction, so that's worked really well in terms of limiting the embodied carbon of the scheme, and also was a great way of getting the air tightness that we needed to achieve Passive House.
2 lovely old buildings is now 4 amazing buildings that will accommodate 45% of our graduate community.
We saw the difference when comparing it to houses where we were living in before. The room is soundproofed, the temperature is always under control. It was a nice space to live in.
A number of other colleges are now looking at going in this direction, and I think it's important that we do for the future.